Hey, this is Chavo Guerrero Jr., and you're watching THS Wrestling. Viva la raza!
Well, that was new. Hello, everyone. That got me pumped. I'm very pumped. Remember when we did that? That was a lot of fun. Welcome to the show, everyone. THS Wrestling. We are live on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. And the Impact Rebellion pay-per-view is happening right now. So if you are joining us and watching that, we thank you. Camilla is so excited. She's going to sit right there for a little bit. My name is John, and I am joined by Neeson and Jimmy. Guys, what's going on?
What's up, cool cats and kittens? It's because of Cool Kyle that's behind me. We're just cooling it in the cool down. You dig?
Oh, the cool down. Would that be Cool Kyle's show? The cool down?
That's going to be the show where he drinks sparkling water with bread vines. You dig?
Oh, wow. You're just living it up over there. Jimmy, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. I honestly think the show should be called On Ice, so that way whoever's interviewing is on ice.
There you go.
Because he's Cool Kyle.
It's Cool Kyle. Mike in the chat says, "Yay! Now I can listen to you guys instead of Matt Stryker."
I feel like
Purrazzo to Neil Dashwood. This could be the greatest match in Impact Wrestling history. D'Lo, what do you think?
I think you're absolutely right, Matt. I mean, this is the biggest moment in the history of our sport. I know that has been said a lot, but I really feel like that's happening right now in Rebellion.
Kenny Omega and Rich Swann could be the biggest match in Impact history.
I mean,
You're
actually,
looking at the two biggest stars in our industry right now going title for title, and you'll never see that again anywhere.
Matthew, we're going to talk about a bunch of, well, not a bunch. We're probably going to talk about that and the results of the main event as soon as it happens, if we get there. But before we get into all of our stuff that we got to talk about this week, guys, sitting next to me, besides Camilla, is a big old cup of Death Wish coffee, deathwishcoffee.com. Use the promo code #show at checkout and get yourself the strongest coffee in the world. It's very good. It's hitting the spot right now. Hopefully I get to drink some of it as I have this shaky pup sitting in my lap right now. You're going to be okay. It's okay. I know we got it. I'm going to mention someone that I never thought I'd mention on the show later, but it's okay. We'll get to it. We're going to talk about Cool Kyle, Britt Baker, the trash bag incident, Aleister Black, and some other stuff. But let's start it off with the background that Neeson has right now, which is Cool Kyle. Cool Kyle showed up looking, I guess, as cool can be. He cut a promo basically saying, "What's next for me? I don't know what's next for," and then he looked at us like that. He also, I believe he said, what did he say? The phrase, Allah. He did that too. Overall, I thought just the context of the promo was pretty good. But what do we think about Cool Kyle? We also had To the Moon come on out, and that Cameron Grimes and him, they played off each other very well, and I think this was a good first promo for Cool Kyle. What did you guys think?
Look, I loved Cool Kyle. Also, this made me feel like NXT felt different. Like NXT felt like Raw to me for some, but like not Raw now.
In a good way. In a good way.
The 2-hour Raws that we're all fawning over. But it felt like Raw, and I think the major thing to that was the opening segment was a character segment. It wasn't when the cats come out and play on the My School to Chase. It was actually a segment of a character. And Cool Kyle, man, and as much as cornier as it got, the more I was like, oh, this is if Orange Cassidy actually cut promos. This is what this would be.
Yeah.
I get it now, guys.
I mean, Jimmy, let me throw that part to you. We're getting a lot of Orange Cassidy comparisons, I guess, because he's wearing a jean jacket and glasses. How accurate do you feel that comparison is?
I mean, I feel like it's slightly accurate because we now have a more laid-back Kyle, and he's obviously wearing the denim jacket and the glasses. But aside from those things, it's a completely different character because he's not really being nonchalant. He's not being very passive. He's just reserved until he needs to actually be the killer Kyle.
Yes.
And I feel like this is the version of sleazy Kyle that we saw in PWG. We're just seeing that now in NXT. So for a lot of us who have seen Kyle in the past, this is just a variation of that sleazy Kyle character. It's just, part of the PG NXT.
I think sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say to Jimmy Inu's point, it also gives, it's like what Matt Riddle should have been, right? Like it's a thing of like, if you because you said it's a laid back and then he's a killer in the ring. And I think that's what they want Matt Riddle to be like right now. They want to be like laid back and this aloof and like, whatever backstage. And then he goes and like murders people in the ring. But it's something disconnecting there. I think the story that they had built with Kyle O'Reilly and him breaking away from the Undisputed Era and becoming his own person, and his own person happened to be being cool Kyle. I think it's a great thing, man. I really dig it.
Yeah, I think also this is like the type of character that I can like get behind, I feel. Because I mean, obviously, I'm sure this might be like he's given bullet points. It feels like very bullet points. I really hope someone didn't tell him to go Alaka Allah, because that is insane. But I'm fine with it because it seems to fit the character. And this is somebody that I can get behind. I mean, Kyle O'Reilly's always been a great wrestler, fantastic wrestler. And I mean, playing his he just looks so ridiculous. But I'm fine with it because this is probably, it's just him turned up a little bit.
So to that point, I heard an interview with him with X-Pac earlier today, and he was on the X-Pac one-on-one show. What the hell, X-Pac? He was on his one-on-one show, and he said that he talked about how the UEs, like NXT, they have booking meetings with the talent. And I'm sure not every talent gets this, but their top stars get this. And he said they got to call into their booking. It's like, hey, we're having a booking meeting on a Sunday. And was like, I want you guys to come in so we can figure out what we want to do with you guys next. And he said by the time they left that booking meeting, it was UE breaking up. And that was like, they were breaking up that Wednesday. And he said wasn't a thing. It wasn't a thing of Hunter and Sean said, hey, we got to do this for TakeOver. It was a thing of, we don't know what to do with you. Let's all throw out some ideas. And collectively, that's what it came down to. And it was like, okay, well, if we want to do this, like if we want to get here, we have to move here now. And he was like, by hearing him say that, hearing him say how much control that they have. And he said, he was saying like, we love it because we're able to truly be ourselves, and Hunter and Sean are over it, like details and all those things. It really made me think like, okay, they're in good hands. Like I'm okay with allowing this storyline, because at first I'm like, why would you go to a to a stipulation match, your first match?
Right.
But it's like, oh, they have a plan for this. Now let's just hope that plan isn't like Vince coming to them and saying, I want such and such and such and such, and it's over. Like that plan is dead.
Yeah. Deonna retained. You're a little ahead of me, Matthew. That's fine. I don't mind spoilers, but you're about 20 seconds ahead of me. So yeah, Deonna Purrazzo retains against Tenille Dashwood. Pretty good match from what I could see. I'm doing this and looking up just to pay attention. Unfortunately, won't get to hear Morrow call the main event, which I'm interested to hear. But anyway,
I mean, if we wrap it in time, we can.
I don't think we'll see. We'll see. Let's move on.
Yeah.
AEW this week, we had Hikaru Shida against Ty Conti for the AEW Women's Championship. Personally, I thought this was a very good match. They have something with Ty. I think they really know that they have something with her. Obviously, she did not win the title. But we're going to talk about what happened after the match, which is Dr. Britt Baker coming out and going, "Oh, that's great. You won. Look who's ranked." I love this. The biggest picture ever. Matthew, don't worry about it. I'm cool off spoilers. You're good. She points to the sign so we know it's real. And Britt Baker is now the new number 1 ranked women's wrestler, which means she should be next in line. And do you think? I really hope it's just Britt wins out. I can't. I think we've run our course here with Hikaru Shida. She's literally beat everybody else maybe multiple times now. I think it's time to put the belt on Britt Baker. I assume everyone agrees, but what did we think about the match between Ty Conti and Hikaru Shida, and then pointing at the sign?
I mean, I thought the match was great, as you said, and I didn't expect anything else. I brought it up in the group chat before that match even started that I believe that Britt should be next in line. And when she came out, I was like, well, everything's confirmed there. So I feel like, Shida's time as champion has reached its limit. She's, as you said, she's beaten everyone. And on top of that, I feel like they mishandled her title reign a lot. Like feuds going in and out that didn't really make sense. And then once the match is done, it's like, oh, it's immediately dropped. So I'm glad we're finally moving on and moving to Britt.
Yeah, I think we've been screaming. We've all been screaming that Britt Baker should hold that title. And we're all not, I want to say like we're over the current champion's reign, but I just think we're over it. Like she had her chance. It didn't work. JR said it on the commentary. He was like, she's a pandemic champion, and she's only been a champion in AEW through the pandemic, and so I think that's also an interesting factor. Like maybe to change once we get fans back for her, like a full arena back. But also like Jimmy said, a lot of stuff just fell through the wayside because I think it was just bad booking. They didn't build people up to put in front of her. There was no stories going into it. They're doing these one-shot matches that, our women wouldn't even be on there. Like would not even be on the card. So, I think with Ty Conti is amazing. I can't wait to WWE snatches her back up and she's a bigger star. Like I'm happy, but for her though, like because she actually she got the reps in and put in the work. And Bayley even congratulated her saying that I worked your tryout with you and you've always had it. So yeah. For her to say that, and I can't wait, man. I think the women's division with Britt Baker being a number 1 contender is in good hands and going into great hands at AEW for sure.
Yeah, I think it's about time. I think we were at the beginning kind of like, I don't know about Britt Baker. Like, I don't know about her, but as soon as she nailed down the, I'm a dentist character, and she was hanging out with Tony Schiavone and just shitting all over him and just doing the conspiracy.
What was it? The Rose, the Rose,
what did you call it?
The Rose model. That's
the Rolls model. Yes, the Rolls model. And then what else did we have? The conspiracy promo, which was great. Yeah, I'm excited, and I'm excited to see Britt Baker as champion. I think when that happens, then I will reevaluate and just say, what did we think of Hikaru Shida's run? Because who knows when this match is going to happen? Maybe soon, maybe later. Apparently, Samoa Joe was just in the promo for Slammiversary. Matthew, if I do remember correctly, they did the same exact thing last year with a bunch of people that got released. But yes, July 14th is 90 days. So who knows? Maybe Samoa Joe returns to Impact. That would be interesting.
They have an open door policy. I just want him to go to New Japan Pro Wrestling. Guys.
I mean, he probably will. Like, if he signs with one of the 3, AEW, Impact, or New Japan, well, if he signs with New Japan, then he will be going to New Japan. But if he signs with the other 2, then I'm sure they have the open door where he can go hang out there. And July 14th, when does G1 start? That's what I want to know.
This is like I read the comment, just how it's side. I was like, don't do. Oh, okay, cool, right? Yeah, he agrees with me. Don't do it. Thank you.
Don't give him ideas.
Yeah,
don't give them any ideas, Mike. No ideas there. All right, we got to talk about something. I guess it's a follow-up from last week. WWE had all the releases. They released a bunch of different superstars, and one of those superstars was Mickie James, who then tweeted out, I think I have, that's the, did I not only put the Maria Kanellis one?
Yeah, you didn't put the other tweet there. Oh, wait, no, you did. Oh, it's black. That's why I didn't see it. Okay.
She said, "Dear Vince McMahon, I'm not sure you're aware. I received my WWE care package today. Thank you." And apparently, she just opened up this cardboard box, and in a trash bag was all of her belongings that were left behind somewhere. I don't know where. And then Maria Kanellis said, "I got one last year too." And then I think even Gail Kim filled in and said, "Oh, they're still doing that." So this is apparently something they've been doing for years. Mauro Ranallo on the call right now on Impact. It's very good to see him calling wrestling again. But this, I mean, I believe Stephanie and Triple H replied right away and were like, what? And then they fired the person in question. This is pretty shitty. I don't know if anyone's ever been let go from a job where you've had to have your stuff shipped to you. I don't think it's only happened to me once, and it wasn't shipped to me in a garbage bag. I'll tell you that much. It's pretty much just like another jab after you've already been released. Not a good look, but WWE seems to have corrected it, even though it seems like when was Gail Kim released? Like 2005? Probably even earlier than that. So pretty gross, pretty disgusting stuff. Your guys' thoughts?
I thought that the right decisions were made, or actions were made. I didn't like per se just how everybody was like Vince McMahon and like sort of thing.
Yeah, like Vince is like, "God damn, pal, I don't have time to pack this in a thing. I better just throw it in a garbage." Like he's like filling on the USPS.com, filling out addresses and shit. Like, give me a break.
I was like, guys, this is like, look, it is clearly. It was, I'm going to say it was, because they made steps in order to correct the changes. It was a system thing, right?
Yeah.
Like the system was broken some way, somehow. This happened on a continuous basis, and it didn't get called up the chain. And it didn't get corrected. It just got course corrected, apparently. But guys, I just want to talk to my fellow internet wrestling fans. Attacking the owner of the company. He doesn't know what's going on in shipping. I don't know if you guys like work for a company that has different departments, but I'm sure if you work in, let's say, I don't know, IT. Let's say you work in IT. You have no effing clue what's going on in the janitorial department. None at all. You don't know their inventory. You don't know how many toilet tissues or toilet rolls are needed. You don't know how many bathrooms needed. But you don't know how many trash cans are in the actual floor that you may be on. But why? Because that's not your job. So don't go towards the IT guy or go towards this person or go towards that person. Just go to the actual person. And I think the fact is WWE, as fans, we don't know what each person does. And as we're not really supposed to know. It's really odd that, this is the only business ever. Like, that person is the head of such. It's so weird. So I just wanted to say, man, it sucks for them. Like, really, it's definitely disrespectful. It's definitely childish. Whoever did it, they're definitely like lowest of the low, because they're definitely doing it to be like, it's whatever. I do want to say also, I've moved things in trash bags all the time. Just FYI.
Well, you've moved things.
I moved my things in
your
trash
own
bags.
thing.
Your own things.
Yeah, I would. never put no one else's things in a trash bag. I was like, here you go, Pingle.
You were fired, and then they mailed you your stuff in a trash bag with a Post-it note on it.
with your name to identify.
With the name
to identify the trash.
So fucked up. It's fucked up, guys. I'm laughing, but
I am glad that they went ahead and not only let go of this person, but this person's been called out. And I do think it was interesting that Mickie herself responded to Stephanie's apology. I mean, she could have done it privately, but Mickie did say that it was very representative of how her character was treated in the last 3 years. So, I mean, it's pretty much the exclamation point to, releasing all these people a year to the date that they already released other people. The one thing I did find funny is that a certain other released wrestler who was not WWE tried to get sympathy by responding off of this, and people were not having it.
Was that Joey Ryan and
No, I'll just call it out right now. It was Evilise. Evilise was basically saying,
I did see that.
Yeah, for those of you who didn't see, basically Evilise, who was just let go by AEW, well, no longer being used on AEW. Yeah. She responded back, "It's a shame how female veterans are being treated." And then that's not the kind of thing you do to try to get sympathy when there's literally a clip being shared of you not selling in the ring that everyone was already sharing before you made the statement. It's probably not the best thing to do, and it just made her look worse. Like, the only times that people responded without something negative were people asking, "Wait, what happened?" And then someone would reply with that video clip of her not selling Thunder Rosa.
This happened. This is what happened. I will say, I don't know if you saw me go, huh? Apparently the main event of Impact, the double title match, has 2 referees, one from Impact and one from AEW. Aubrey Edwards is there, I guess, to make sure it's all right down the middle. They should have just hired
right down the middle, Daddy.
Why wouldn't they just hire Bill Alfonso? He does call it right down the middle.
Well, we know that.
I'm sure no shenanigans are going to happen in the next 30 minutes. Double ref knockout, WWE ref comes out, and then the conspiracy theory that WWE actually started AEW is confirmed, and they own everything.
And then Roman Reigns pins Kenny Omega, the internet literally breaks.
He stacks them and wins both of those titles.
I would go on WWEshop.com and buy 13 Roman Reigns shirts if that happened. No, 14. So I had him for 2 weeks straight.
I mean, honestly, if that did happen, I would say that, Roman Reigns is one of the best wrestlers of all time.
He's the greatest wrestler of all time.
No, not one of the best. He literally would be the best. Nobody would. He stacked the AEW and Impact wrestlers on top of each other, pinned them, and he holds all the belts up.
That'd be amazing.
Come on,
this
guys.
Is weird. The double ref thing is weird.
Are they both in the ring?
They're both in the ring. One of them is holding both the Impact and TNA championship, and the other one is holding they're. I don't know if they're both gonna. Is this illegal for me to do play-by-play on a thing that they just hugged and Aubrey is getting out of the ring? I assume she's the outside official.
No, you can describe it. It's not, as long as you don't show the feed.
I share my screen.
I mean, you could technically share your screen and nobody would ever know because the sound wouldn't be on.
That's true. We're not doing that though.
Damn it.
All right, the bell is rung and that match has begun. But let's move on to a match that is going to happen at WrestleMania Backlash. We're going to have Bianca Belaire defending the WWE SmackDown Women's Championship against Ding Dong. Hello, Bayley. I guess they had a nice little promo backstage where somebody phoned a friend and brought in Bianca to make sure that Bayley's like, "Oh, I was just saying," just doing the shit heel stuff. I guess my question.
I like the fact that they're trying to make. I like the fact that they're trying to make it seem like Bianca, who's the SmackDown Women's Champion, was not at SmackDown, and Montez had to call her.
Montez called her and was like, "I'll be right there." She shows up a couple of seconds later. I guess my question to you guys is, I think this is a great first title defense for her. I think Bayley this is going to be a great match regardless. Are you a little bit surprised that we didn't, because it is WrestleMania Backlash, are you surprised we didn't go to Sasha Bianca Part 2?
I think that they're saving that. And I feel like this match with Bayley is kind of her redemption for not having a match at WrestleMania. So it's like, okay, well, you didn't get a match, even though you had 2 backstage segments, so to speak, at WrestleMania. But since you didn't get a match, we'll give you one at Backlash. So, and I honestly, like, I felt like the end of their original feud kind of fell flat and nothing really happened. So I'm glad that this is happening. So we get to see more of that witty banter between the two.
Yeah, I just want to say shout out to Bianca's makeup artist. You see this like highlight right here? Like this highlight right on her cheekbone, right below the eye, and the cat eye and the eyebrows here. It's just that's just a work of art right there. Whoever is doing her makeup, even as Bianca herself, mwah, chef's kiss. On another note, I love it that Ding Dong Hello Bayley, the captain of the women's division of SmackDown, is her next feud, next match. I hope we get maybe at least one more other match out of this. I'm kind of thinking that we're gonna get a triple threat going into Money in the Bank. Since Money in the Bank is their 5th biggest pay-per-view that they like to tote. I think that a triple threat between I think they're I think they're triple threat match between Sasha and Bayley at Money in the Bank. I think that's what we could be saving for. And if you have her stack them, rack them, and pin them, then God damn it, you have the most dominant female champion on SmackDown with the head of the table on SmackDown, and SmackDown continues to be the best wrestling show on the planet. Give them all the Emmys.
My God.
All the Emmys.
I think Tony Schiavone's at ringside as well. God. Just letting you guys know. It's a stacked house. Tony Khan is there. He's standing up. He's clapping. He's loving what he's seeing. He's doing the Vince McMahon smelling the money. Smelling the money gif. Another interesting thing happened on SmackDown. And that was the return. Well, kind of the return. We had a little promo for one Aleister Black, who read to us Chapter 1, The Dragon from Tales of the Dark Father. We got a lot of silhouette animate, like props to whoever animated this. It was very cool. This was a very good way to tell a story. And it looks like Aleister Black he fights for bad now. He's a bad guy. And there's a couple of interesting theories coming out of this. And I will let Neeson take it away because he told me about the theory, and I thought it was very interesting. And then we'll toss around some other stuff that we might think might be happening, or some interesting things that could happen.
You're also just saying that so you could watch the match,
yeah.
You sneaky little sneaky. So the theory is Alexa Bliss. Alexa Bliss has been going around the internet that she has been using a lot of the pentagrams. I believe that's what they're called. Yes. And this outfit is Aleister Black-esque kin to his first gear when he came over to NXT. They're saying she is controlling Aleister Black, or they're working in a cahoots to get the Fiend. Now, that would mean that the Fiend would have to go to SmackDown, which I believe should be the move in the first place, because the Fiend never, or Bray Wyatt never, got their chance to go for the title back, and that will be somebody for Roman Reigns to stack, rack, and pin Bray Wyatt and the Fiend at the same time. And yes, I know it's impossible to do, but if the head of the table, the tribal chief, could do it, god damn it, anybody could do it. But that's the theory, and I actually do like it, and I think it'll add another dark element, not only as far as just the persona to Aleister Black, but also bring the heelish element, because people don't like Alexa Bliss is clearly a heel. She said she was going to kill Bray Wyatt, called him a bitch. Kill tactics, guys. That would help Aleister Black as well, because you could try to make him his heel as much as possible. There's nobody, only unless Daniel Bryan or Cesaro wins the world title, Aleister Black has the money in the bank and he cashes on them instantly. That's the only way you're going to get Aleister Black booed. The only way.
Jimmy, before I throw my theory at you, what do you think of that theory of Alexa Bliss and Aleister Black being in cahoots?
I mean, I like it. It's something I honestly haven't really given it much thought yet because it's the first vignette that we're seeing.
Yeah.
Two things in my mind. Number one, I'm like, I totally dig an evil Lemony Snicket character for Aleister Black since he hasn't been doing anything for the past 4 months.
Right.
Basically, he got drafted and then hasn't even had a match, or maybe he had one match. Number two, while I do like this character, I'm a little sad because this kind of means that for anyone who's seen his work at Ring of Honor, this means we most likely won't see story time with Adam Cole anytime soon. That character, whether it be on NXT or somewhere on the main roster. But yeah, I dig it, and I'm interested to see where it goes. I feel like any theory is valid at this point, like I said, because we've only have the one vignette. We could probably guess more once we see more.
Mm-hmm. So my theory is I mean, he's reading from the book of the father. So I don't know if maybe Jerry Lynn also at ringside. My God, it's just a cast of characters. But my theory is since that is the book he is reading from, I feel like this is giving me, and his character is giving me very like vibes from a different character that we saw in the mid 90s, Tales from the Dark Father. Yeah. I'm invoking the name of the Undertaker here.
You
the
are.
Ministry of Darkness Undertaker, the Dark Father. I think this would be interesting, but the more I think about it, and this is me saying that, everyone, so please just bear with me. I think the thing about it is I think the Undertaker's too popular for this to be like if you want to make him a true heel. I don't really know if you can do that now. But I think it would be interesting because the Undertaker I just read recently, which I roll my eyes at, he was like, man, I wish I was at WrestleMania. Like I should have been there. And I'm like, okay, dude. But if he was to come back in a ministry type role where he's a manager with new acolytes, the Viking Raiders, and let's see, fucking I think this could work. I think it could be interesting. What are the Viking Raiders doing? They're not doing anything. They could be big bad dudes at this point.
They literally just came back, and it's like, nope, we're not doing anything for you.
So, I mean, I think this could, and I mean, listen, you could put Alexa with them as well. And I put up a picture of let me see if I can find it. It's a picture of for Aleister Black's clothing line that he just put up. And I thought that was very interesting as well. You got the goat's head behind them. So these two are palling around as well. Listen, I think this could be interesting if you move Aleister Black to Raw, and then you make a new ministry or make whatever you want to call this new little gothic cult thing. Neeson, do you not like you laughed really hard when I said the Viking Raiders?
Because who's gonna be Minion? Who's gonna be Minion?
I mean, nobody has to be. They don't all have to be like.
No, I mean that was my thought because that was my first thought. Was like, who the fuck is gonna be Minion?
Who's gonna
I was
Minion?
like, who's gonna be
They fired everyone, so they don't have anybody to do it.
But also Undertaker as a manager is hysterical. Because imagine Undertaker as a manager cutting promos. Like
look, WWE fucking loves that dude.
Oh,
and
no,
if he's like, I can't wrestle anymore. Can I be a manager? They'll be like, yeah, you can manage everyone on the roster and cut promos for all of them. They don't give a shit.
Like, the crazy part about it, if it actually works, it'll be the best thing the Undertaker's ever done. because it'll be something.
I don't even know if I agree with that.
No, because look, and this is why I said, and for everybody jumps down my throat, it'll be something different. He hasn't done anything different than American Badass. And then he went right back to the dead man, right back to the whole, what was a little mixture of like
Mixed martial you mean when original Undertaker? He claimed original Undertaker was coming back, and it was just him with the hat wearing Emmett. That was the moment where I'm like, I can't do this anymore.
But you see what I'm saying? Like, it's still like this will be complete. He's not wrestling. He couldn't do the when you come up to the soul. He couldn't talk like that. He'd have to literally talk like a person. Like the Undertaker. That's what I'm saying. That it'll probably, and then he'll be giving gifts off. Imagine him standing next to Aleister Black, and like you said, the Viking Raiders, which I would fucking cry laughing because they will be a whole different person again. But imagine that, like that's some beefy shit, and that would be literally, like I said, it could be the biggest thing that he really does, because. Imagine him putting Aleister Black on his shoulders and Aleister Black main eventing WrestleMania against Roman Reigns next year.
That'd be crazy. I think this has some legs. I think it would be cool. Like the Dark Father, like, listen, it could turn out to be nothing. It could just be like, maybe we're just reaching too far where it's just like, this is.
I mean, the Dark Father's obviously Mephisto. Come on.
Yes. I mean, that would be great too. What a crossover.
This was the Megazord size bowling shoe ugly.
Yeah. They just tried to do a top rope something, and somebody almost the match was almost over immediately. That was my reaction when I went, oh my God. Yeah, it was not great, Matthew. I agree. But I mean, listen, this is me telling you, I think if Undertaker was involved with one of my favorite wrestlers, Aleister Black, I think this would be cool.
This is why I say it'd be the biggest thing he's ever done. This is why.
And I think if you pair in Alexa Bliss, like if you put Alexa Bliss in there as well, the more I think about it, it's like, is she just never gonna like fully wrestle ever again?
She doesn't have to. Like,
I mean, I know she doesn't have to, but
yeah, no, I'm saying like I agree with you. It's like, damn, and I thought about this, and I'm like, damn, she really, but she doesn't have to. She has the accolades. She's already beat the odds, right? Like she's the breakout star of the 4 Horsewomen that was never part of the 4 Horsewomen. Like, mind blown, right? 100%. So she's already beat the odds. She doesn't have to have, she had injuries. She doesn't have to have the wear and tear in her body. And she could sit there and be a hell of a manager or like managerial role or something type like personality.
And I mean, also, this is just a good way to keep her on television. So if they eventually go, are you ready to wrestle more frequently? She'd be like, yeah, I haven't wrestled. I think her last match before the Orton match was in November.
The one with Nikki Cross?
Yeah, I think it was in November, right?
And I mean, and now the women are all bigger. Like,
yeah, they have a stacked women's division. As much as I want to see Alexa Bliss wrestling every week, because I feel like when she was trained, like when she was hurt, she was training with a lot of like great people to get better. And then we never really got to see the full potential of that, in my opinion. But they're stacked right now. They don't need her right now. I'm sure if it got really dire, she'd be like, all right. But yeah, the hospital's going to be busy tonight. I think you're right, Matthew. They're going hard in the paint right now. This is something else. But I mean, the last thing we have to really talk about are the Impact Wrestling results, which the only thing that of note that I had is we had W. Morrissey making his Impact Wrestling debut. You may remember him as Big Cass. He is a part, he was a substitution for Eric Young, a part of his stable. We don't know if he's actually a part of his stable because, Matthew, correct me if I'm wrong, they all left and he was still in the ring kind of celebrating. I feel like that's the scene I saw. Everyone said he looked good. He used the his old finish which the name is blanking on me now. It was the something river, something.
The Long Island River
Plunge.
No,
I can't remember what it was, but it's basically it's a slam. It's a good slam. He does it really well. A tall dude. It looks good. What do you guys think of him showing? First of all, what do you think of the name W. Morrissey? And what do you think of him joining the ranks of Impact? East River Crossing. Thank you, Matthew.
East River Crossing.
I actually like the name, to be honest. I like it that it's completely different from Big Cass or Big Cass XL, or like usually when people leave, it's kind of like a off-brand name of the name they had or something, or
yes,
they go back to their original name. I don't know Big Cass's original name, but I like the fact that it has nothing to do. Okay, see, yeah, I love the fact that it's like just completely different. I really love it.
I'm surprised that they're actually out of all the
first one of the night.
I'm surprised that he's actually deciding to use his shoot name in this. So I think it's interesting because I was wondering the entire time what was going to be done with Eric Young, because going into this match we knew he couldn't wrestle.
Right.
So because he was injured at the tapings. So I was wondering, like, oh, what are they going to do with Eric Young? And lo and behold, not only do they replace him, but they bring in someone completely, not even within the scope of Impact that we saw him return like not too long ago at an indie show, but I would have never expected him to show up anywhere, let alone Impact. So I'm glad, good for him. And hopefully he's gotten better and he stays better.
Yeah, I mean, from everything from the interviews, he's been doing the interview circle a lot, and it seems like he's in a good place. Let's hope that sticks around, because I mean, I remember, what was it? Was it a House of Hardcore where he like collapsed?
Yes.
And they had to like call the ambulance, and it was a whole thing, and we were like, oh geez, like we already knew he wasn't in a great place, and then you hear that and you're just like, oh. So I mean, we'll see. All the best to him. I mean, that if he's in Eric Young's group, that's a bunch of big dudes now. It's Rhino and Joe Doring and him. That's a pretty formidable group.
The House of Hosses.
And then there's also Diener.
And Diener, yes.
They should just call themselves the House of Hosses.
The House of Hosses. That would be interesting. Do we have anything else to talk about? I mean, this main event looks like it's going to go till 8:00. I don't know if we want to hang around and that for that long.
I want you to share your screen. So, I mean,
I will not do that. Oh, you know what? Thank you, Mike. Josh Alexander's the new X Division champion. I think that's really cool because, I mean, we know Josh Alexander was in the tag team with Ethan Page.
Right.
I guess just kind of did the Trey Miguel thing and said, no, I'm going to stay here. And they rewarded him with the X Division title. Josh Alexander, great wrestler. There was a point in time where we didn't think he was going to come back because he had a severe neck injury. And he made a surprise comeback, and he's looked great. So I'm very happy for him. I guess, while we're here, what do we think of what AEW is doing with Ethan Page right now?
I think Ethan Page is with his friends.
I just think it's weird because they first of all, you bring him in as a surprise entrant, and then he doesn't do anything after that. Like, you're in a makeshift tag team with Scorpio Sky. It's like, well, why isn't Scorpio Sky the current TNT champion? So it's like it kind of boggles my mind that you bring in someone new and then you immediately have nothing for them. You have them wrestling on Elevation. That's it.
And then you have them on the house show, I think, against Cody on a one-on-one. And that's it. It feels very weird. And I don't know what that's about, because it feels like everyone they sign from a different company, they bring them in with a lot of fanfare, and then they're just kind of bleh. So, all right, I think that's it. We're not going to hang around for another 10 minutes. V triggers aplenty are happening right now. And we have one ref bump. So you guys got anything to plug on the way out? Neeson, are there any more interviews going up this week?
Yeah, there's pretty much an interview going every day. I don't know which are coming out first. I don't know things, guys. But keep on the lookout on our YouTube page or in our Instagram. More interviews to come. I did have something to plug. Completely slipped my mind. It's been a long week, guys. It's been a long
week. We got a game of the show in though.
We did get a game of the show in, and
we got to stream the next one.
Well, are we playing tonight? I don't
know. I might drop in the Warzone tonight. We'll see. We'll play. I mean, you're the only one I'm playing that game with.
I mean, I want to play Warzone too. I mean, I don't know.
I do have to practice so I can get good. I mean, the game was close.
You guys, let me tell you how this game went. he got 3 runs off on me in the second inning, right? 3 runs. So it's 3-0 until the 8th inning.
The 8th inning.
I end up getting 4 runs on a fluke like error. And then,
I mean, you hit a 2-run home run off me to get the lead.
Yeah.
I threw too many sliders, Jimmy. Too many.
Oh yeah, I was catching the sliders, and then that was it. That's how the game went. I won by 1 run, but the whole time I'm stressing because I was getting my ass. I was getting my ass beat. But and then they took out Kershaw on the 7th, and then I only had David Price for an inning, I think. Or no, he took out Kershaw on the 6th. I had David Price for 2 innings, and then I had to close out with Jensen. And
one wicked angel.
Like that. Yeah.
1, 2, 3. That's it.
Wow.
Kenny Omega is now the collector.
A relatively clean win. The belt collector. Tony comes like, yeah.
You can't just have him come out with only the AEW and the Impact title. He's got to keep bringing out the Triple A Mega Championship because he's only brought that out once.
Yeah, I mean he technically now has 4 belts because he has
an
Impact is 2.
Yeah, he has a TNA title.
Okay.
So Kenny Omega, the new Impact Wrestling champion, I believe he now is going to appear on Impact every week as well. That's at least what they said if he was to win the title. So this is going to be very interesting. The belt collector has collected some more belts. We are very close to that Ultimo Dragon picture. This is pretty crazy. This is history-making stuff, I feel.
It is. It's a thing of like, if we want to go up in a sense of we need to make a star outside of WWE, like a mainstream bona fide crossover star. Is this the collective idea to be like, oh, let's push everything, all the chips behind Kenny Omega and make Kenny Omega that guy to where he's not only associated with wrestling, everything wrestling outside of WWE. Now he's on TNT. Now he's on whatever Impact comes on. And then he's going to be on New Japan, I'm sure, very soon. Like, is this the first time we're seeing this, right? Like, this is history. This is the first time they're like, we're going to make one guy.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think anybody... I mean, maybe back in WCW days when Ultimo had the Super J or the Super J Cup when he had all the belts, that was another time when we probably had somebody that was, I mean, not on the scale that this is.
Right.
But I'd say it was, relatively close to that. But yeah, this is crazy stuff. I'm trying to get the picture uploaded because I took a little screenshot here so we can see Kenny Omega with all of his belts. But yeah, this is crazy. This is crazy stuff. I mean, he only has the 2 there. He dropped the other one. I didn't realize
that they brought back the actual TNA title back because they made a replica with
that was the one Moose brought back and claimed he was the champion. And then they I believe they were like, fine, it's an official championship, but you have to defend it against our champion, and we're going to have a unification match.
Yeah. And then
Wow, crazy stuff. Should be Impact this week should be very interesting, as well as Dynamite, because he's going to want to show off all those belts.
What a time, guys.
What a time to be alive.
Wednesday, Thursday champion, could be a Friday champion as well, coming up sometime soon.
Yeah. Holy moly.
Will Kenny Omega own the 3 out of the 5 days of weeks of wrestling? Will Kenny Omega own that?
Mr. Weekend, Kenny Omega.
Mr. Weekend, baby.
Mr. Weekend. I don't know. Don't use that, Kenny. Come on.
Question.
Yes.
Will WrestleMania Backlash also have I'm a beast. I'm a beast. Oh, are we gonna hear that song again? Are we gonna hear Save Your Tears? I guess it's gonna be the same music that's get played as WrestleMania.
It's gonna be a new song. It's gotta be.
Is it gonna be the remix to Save Your Tears with Ariana Grande?
I don't know. I have no idea.
I mean, it's a remix of WrestleMania. It might as well be. It fits.
That's true. It should be a remix song. I agree. Jimmy, you got anything to plug on the way out here?
I am back on MMM Show this week. So Mask Mats and Mayhem at MMM Show 75 on Twitter and Instagram.
Only thing I've got to plug is Instagram.com/THS.wrestling. The three of us do a little 30-second reviews of shows, and it's fun. And you guys should check them out on our reels.
You should. Jimmy has an epic one coming up in May, and I'm gonna say that because you're gonna do it, Jimmy. I'm not gonna let you not do it.
Oh, I don't even know what this is. Just keep it close to the vest. We'll figure it out later.
Yep. That's all I'm saying.
All right. Well, very cool. Very cool stuff. Yeah, that's really all I got. Our handles are. You got it. I almost got it. There they are. There's all of our socials right there. Facebook.com/THS Wrestling News, Instagram.com/THS.Wrestling, YouTube.com/that#show TV, and Twitch.tv/that#show. Guys, thank you for joining us. Wow. Kenny Omega, the belt collector. Crazy times, guys. Most importantly, guys, that#show.com for everything trending in geek pop culture. And we'll see you guys next week. Oh my God, he's so cool.
Hey, this is Chavo Guerrero Jr., and you're watching THS Wrestling. Viva la raza.